Hey, what is up everyone? Hope you're all having a wonderful time. Here we have the Blood Sacrament Inquisitor that I've been trying out for a bit here, and it's been going quite well actually. A lot better than expected. So I figured let's make a guide about this build. So we're basically offering our life to deal a huge amount of damage, which I think is a really cool mechanic and also quite a special one. The more life we have, the more damage we deal. I'm currently at level 92 and still got some more min-maxing to do, but the build has been performing pretty well for a low budget build. I started this with like 1 divine investment, and currently we have invested around 5 or so not too bad at all. Before we dive into how this build is working, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to show your support. So, the build is using a wand called Relic of the Pact, and this is providing us with a skill called Blood Sacrament. The Blood Sacrament temporarily reserves life while casting, the life reserved increases while channeling, and when it's released it does damage and area of effect based on the total life reserved when it's released. And the skill has a base damage of 14 to 20 physical damage, and we get a bigger area of effect per percentage life that we are reserving, and we also get 80% more damage per 10 flat life that we reserve. So this character have around 13k life, and we do reserve around 10k of that, so that's quite a bit of more damage added to the Blood Sacrament skill. We are using Life Tap, Second Wind and whatever support of your choice to get quite a lot of reservation for the skill, and this makes it so we don't have to channel the skill, but we simply, with one press of a button, we reserve all our life pretty much, and we reach maximum power at once. We also have full conversion from physical to cold damage, so that makes us freeze pretty much everything, and we get an extra layer of defense from that, but we also get some great damage perks from the Inquisitor Ascendancy, but more about that later in the video. So let's start by going over the gear, and we have quite a bit of uniques to go over here. So first, as we was mentioning before, we got the wand here, and this gives us the skill that we are using, and we also get some critical chance that are lucky while we are on low life as well. We have the helm, which is called Heat Shiver, and this is pretty much carrying all of our damage. We get extra cold damage as fire from chill, and also more extra fire damage against frozen enemies. The helmet shot here is not required. You can pretty much choose here whatever you like. I choose to go with the Assassin Mark effect here. You can also val this helmet for a 6% increased life implicit as well. For the shield, we're using Wrath Pit's Globe, and this is making us sacrifice a bit more health here when we are using a skill, so more damage from that. We also get a huge amount of critical strike chance and also spell damage from this per 100 maximum life that we have. And here you can also do a corruption for a 6% increased life as well. We're also using a ring called Essence Worm, and this is so we can use auras for this build, which is not possible otherwise, but more about that later on. For the chest, we are using Comb's Heart for the huge bonus to maximum life. And here you can also get increased life or increased damage, or even both if you are lucky or got the currency for it, as a corrupted implicit. The gloves that we are using is called Grim Sorrow, and this is basically making it so we get full conversion to cold damage, and here you can also get a life roll as well as a corrupted implicit. For the rest of the gear, you pretty much just want to get as much life and resist as you can get. For the ring here that we have, we are using a Vermilion, 40% life base, and we got a bit of extra critical multiplier here from using a essence as well. And for the amulet here, I went and I got pretty lucky with this one. We got a percentage life roll here with added flat and a couple of damage mods. And here we're using Winter Spirit as the anoint for an extra 10% physical damage as cold damage. For the boots, we want to try and hit the 50% chance to avoid elements, and this by having the implicit from Eater of World, and we can also get it from the craft bench or at Veil mod from Betrayal. And this is going to make us immune to Ignite, which is a must for this build, and you can still achieve this from other means, but you are going to sacrifice quite a bit of damage by doing so, like using up a couple of Yuva slots for example. And for the belt here, this is a very basic one that we have. A rustic base here for global physical damage, we have some life with resist and also reduced flask charge used. I decided not to invest more here, but you can get some really insane belts here for this build. First of all, you can get a Stygian base here for one more Yuva socket, which is quite nice. And we can get a Hunter or Elder Influence to have a chance for a percentage life roll and also the increased attributes mod. And you can also go and grab yourself some increased cooldown recovery rate here for even more damage. You have some different breakpoints here, but the first one is going to be at 10%, and the second breakpoint is going to be at 18%. And moving on to Yuvels here, the first one that we are going to go over is going to be the Brutal Restraint, and this is so we can get the Traitor Keystone, and this is giving us flask charges per empty flask slot. So this is making it so we can have our flasks up for 100% uptime. Another one that we are using is called Dissolution of the Flesh, and this is providing us with a bunch of life, but we also remove all our energy shield, and we will also reserve some life if we take damage. And a quick note here, so this is why we want to get as much immunity as we can to damage over time effects. If you do get hit too many times, this will reserve too much of your life, and then we cannot cast our Blood Sacrament, and this build will then break. For the rare ones here, we have one with 50% chance to avoid being Ignite, and this is making it with the boots that we are getting immune to being ignited. For the other ones, just try to get as much life as you can. Crit multi, and also added cold and physical spell damage on the rest of the rare Yuvels. We are also using a medium cluster here with the increased flask effect duration, and we also have the fasting perk with the spike concoction here to help keeping our flasks up. And while the subject of flask, we have three different ones here that we are using, and the first one that we have is a Quicksilver here for movement speed with the additional increased movement speed on it as well. We also have a Bismuth for elemental resist, and here we also have immunity to poison, so we don't have to worry about that. And the last one that we are going to use is Silver Flask for the Onslaught, and here we also have immunity to bleed. And try to get increased duration on the flask as well, and also the enchant reused at the end of this flask effect for automated flask setup. So let's go over the links for this build. And first we have the three links for our weapon for the Blood Sacrament. And this is going to be Life Tap here and also Second Wind. And both of these are for the cost of Reservation Multiplier that they provide. We have Life Tap here with 300%. We have Second Wind with 200%. And for the third one, you can pick whatever you like here. I usually go for increased area of effect, just for the quality of life. But you could go with increased critical damage here for even more damage. And just to show you here, so it goes up at the moment to almost 17 million DPS, and without it we have around 11.5. So it's quite a bigger jump here. For the next links that we are using is going to be a Stormbrand with Flame Dash for mobility, and then we also have Power Shards on crit, and also Culling Strike, so this helps with getting some more critical damage here, and also the Culling Strike helps a bit as well. And for the next one here we are using Assassin's Mark, and this is with Life Tap, and we also have a Vortex here with Bone Chill, and the Bone Chill here is providing us so we do make more damage if the targets are shielded. So very nice to have here overall. For the auras we are using Petrified Blood, and this is pretty much so we don't get one shot if we do take damage. So what it does is when we take damage from hits, a 40% of our life loss below half life is prevented, and then 95% of life loss preventing this way is lost over 4 seconds. So we get some nice defense from this. And you can also go with the Hatred here if you want to go full Glass Cannon or for bossing. And just to show you here, it's quite a bigger jump with the DPS here as well. so you could go and change them however you like, but for mapping I would recommend you using Petrified Blood. We're also using Val Righteous Fire for a damage boost while proccing this one, and we're also using it with efficacy and also increased duration for, well, a longer duration. We also have a link with Immortal Call and Cosmic Damage Taking, and this is making it so we are immune to damage for a very short duration, so it can help with like a big hit. And for the last one we also have a portal with the cost on death, just in case. For the skill tree here, I will go over it real quick here, but you pretty much just want to go and grab every life node that you can, and yeah, we'll link the PoB so you can check for yourself. But overall, you go up here, take the increased area of effect, you go grab these clusters here, some Flask Recovery here, get some life, and the node here for the Brutal Restraint so we can get the Traitor. Go all the way here to Pain Achievement for more spell damage when low on life. Some more area of effect here, and if you get some extra levels later on, you can go and continue this road here for over here more damage and crit, and then we have the last life nodes here that you can take, and you also have one additional sockets here as well. Other than that, we have more life over here, get some resist here if you need it. Other than that, you can save a couple of points from this. You have some more life over here. You take Eternal Young, is a very nice for us to have. And over here, Iron Will also helps a bit. We are having quite a bit of strength, as you can see here. And also more life going down here. Grab the life all the way. And down here, life. Get a node for the cluster right down here. And some more life. And also last here is going to be the strength with increased strength, and also the mastery increased attributes, very important one here, and also blood magic for more maximum life. And for the Ascendancy we want to go with the Inquisitor, and here we want to start with Righteous Providence for some extra crit chance and also attributes. And for the next one is going to be Inevitable Judgment, and this is making it so our critical strike chance ignore monster elemental resist, making us deal tons and tons of damage, because we are pretty much critting all of the time. And for the last two that we are having is Augury of Patience for some more damage, and we also have Sanctuary here for more defense, and this is providing us with Consecrated Ground, and you can start with whatever you prefer. For the bandits, you want to kill them all for the extra 2 passive points they do provide. And for the Pantheons here, we are going for the big one, Soul of the Brine King. And this is going to be so you cannot get stun locked. And you also get freeze immunity here, and also some reductions to chill. And for the lesser Pantheon here is going to be Soul of Everwrath, and this is mainly going to be so we are unaffected by the burning ground. So there we go everyone, hope you enjoyed this guide on the Blood Sacrament Inquisitor in Path of Exile. Very nice performance from this build overall, and as soon as you get all the immunes up and running, the build feels very nice and we don't really have to worry about dying that much, and you still have to watch out for the chaos and the dot multi, but other than that you are pretty much fine. You can play this as a Ascendance as well, but with some other tweaks to the build. But the investment that you have to do for the same point as the Inquisitor is kind of mind-blowing if you compare the two of them. And this is the reason why I went with the Inquisitor instead of the Ascendant. Thanks for watching, don't forget to like the video, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!